Hello. Okay. Hello. We're going to find a comfortable seated position. Noticing a place of rest in our tailbone. Noticing the length in our spine. As we relax the palms, let the shoulders relax. Feel the tailbone grounding, the top of the head reaching. Feeling that deep breath traveling through the nose towards the belly. Relaxing that deep breath out of the belly, back out of our nose. Creating reach and leap in our spine with each inhale. Creating rest and relaxation through each exhale. Noticing the stillness, the body, the relaxation into the breath. With our palms open, our inhale brings our fingertips towards the sky. Joining the palms as we exhale, thumbs to the heart. Inhaling as we reach and grow tall. Exhaling, resting. Finding one more breath. Inhaling tall. Exhaling down. Resting one hand, feel it ground as the other arm reaches tall. Noticing that oppositional reach through the fingertips as we lengthen the spine. The top arm stretches over the head. Feeling hips and shoulders pulling away from each other. Let's move to neutral, stretching the other arm towards the sky, lengthening tall. Really reaching the fingers in opposite directions, noticing that stretch and reach. And then drawing over, keeping the tailbone grounded as the top of the arm reaches over our head. We're moving back to neutral. Our inhale picks up the rib cage. Our exhale twists us to the side. Finding length, finding rotation in our spine as we breathe. Let's move to neutral, inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling over to the other side, finding lift, finding twist into our breath. As we move back into neutral, we're inhaling, reaching up. And exhaling, thumbs down to the heart. Helping our bodies into an all-fours position. Noticing rest of our wrist underneath the shoulders, the knees, underneath the hips as we feel that tall spine. Letting our inhale guide the heart forward as we expand into cow pose. Exhaling, lifting the ribs up to the sky as we fold into cat. Feeling that flowing movement through the spine as we breathe. Inhaling as we open. Exhaling as we fold. Feeling that stretch and relaxation as we release into our breath. We're welcome to continue this cat and cow flow. As we find neutral spine, maybe we add a little side-to-side movement. Shoulders drawing towards the hips on one side, drawing towards the hips on the other side. Creating that relaxation through the spine, shoulders towards the hips as we breathe. As we find ourselves into neutral, let's lengthen out our spine and push the right heel back. Feel that reach of the back of the heel through the back of the head, the inner thighs, inner ribs, all reaching into the midline of the body. Left fingertips can stay or reach forward or thumb to the sky as we extend opposite leg, opposite arm. Feel that stretch into our breath. As we release that side, let's extend through that left heel, reaching through the top of the head. Maybe right fingertips reach forward, maybe right thumb draws up to the sky and we breathe. Let's end up releasing here and fold into our child's pose. Feeling the palms open, the shoulders resting, the ribs releasing, feeling just a moment to breathe, stretch and relax into our breath. Guiding the fingertips to the left, widening open that right side body. Moving to neutral, let's stretch towards the other side. As we find ourselves back into neutral, inhale, slide our heart forward. As we find this kneeling plank, thinking about the fingertips grounding, that palm, that little space in the palm pulling up to the sky. As the upper arms engage, the collarbone lifts tall, ribs come in, lower belly comes in, top of the Letting that next inhale have the option to pull the elbows towards our rib cage. Feeling rest in our hips. As our inhale opens the heart, we feel a big lift in our lungs. That lower belly pulls in, helping our spine grow back tall. And our tailbone feels its rest back in to child's pose. Feeling just a moment to breathe. Option for downward dog. As we ground through the balls of the feet, the fingertips, the balls of the hand, let's feel that length from the back of the head through the back of the hips. With our knees bent or our legs straight, we can begin to move. One thigh drawing forward, the other thigh drawing back. Feeling that stretch into our spine and our legs.
Oops, I walked right in front of it.
That's okay. It happens all the time. We feel that stretch through our legs, through our spine. And send our feet up to our hands. Let's rest into our forward fold and relax our shoulders. Let our inhale lift up just halfway. Feel that spine grow tall. We'll grab the heels and then lift up all the way fingertips to the sky. I'm going to reach one arm a little bit taller. Reach the other arm a little bit taller. Feel that stretch through our ribs, our shoulders. That side body lengthens and releases. I'm going to send one hand to the forearm and pull that arm overhead and let the side hips open. Come back to the center. The other hand draws the arm over the head. Reaching tall, fingertips stretch up to the sky. With our inhale, lift the lungs. With our exhale, come to chair pose. Inhale, reach it open. Exhale, sinking back. Do a few deep breaths. Reaching out. Sinking back. Reaching out. As we find our chair pose, ground into the palm. Shoulders relax. Lower belly in. Sending one elbow forward, sending the other elbow forward, a little stretch side to side as we breathe. As we come into neutral, let's rest our palms, let our inhale push our ribs forward. Let our exhale send our ribs back. Flowing through the spine as we breathe, opening and relaxing. Let our shoulders reach towards the fingertips, towards the toes. Feel the head and the neck relax with gravity. Maybe our head and neck get a little bit of up and down movement. Maybe just a little bit of side to side movement. Maybe a little up and down again. With our inhale, let's lift up just halfway. Exhaling, send the right knee back behind us. Relaxing the back knee and toe. We'll start to flow with our breath. Inhale, guiding the heart forward. Exhaling, releasing the hips back. Feeling any range of motion, any pace of movement as we stretch back and forth with our breath. We're welcome to keep the movement flowing. If it feels okay, tailbone comes back. Top of the head comes forward, stretching through that front leg. Let our inhale, pull our hips and heart open, and exhale it back, finding child's pose. Resting here for a moment in stillness. Option to flow into that kneeling plane, find that stable spine. Exhaling in, lift up and open the heart, squeeze and stretch it back, and rest. Feel a few deep breaths. Helping the right foot find its way into our lunge. That inhale sends our hips and heart forward. The exhale releases us back. So we're feeling just that flowing movement through the legs, resting into our breath. Keeping the movement flowing or hanging out just for a moment, tall spine or relaxing in, just a few deep breaths. Letting that inhale, send our hips and heart forward. Our back toes find the front toes as we relax in our forward fold. Resting our fingertips, resting our heels, our shoulders, maybe flowing the head and neck up and down. Maybe relaxing just a bit side to side. Maybe flowing up and down just a bit again. With our inhale, Let's lengthen up just halfway. Grounding into our heels, let's inhale and reach fingertips up to the sky and lift through the lungs. Adding some twisting, guiding one arm forward, the other arm back. Reaching tall, stretching towards the other side. Finding length, finding rotation, just a little bit of stretch into our breath. As we feel a little evenness, the inhale lifts the ribs. Exhale, swan diving down, relaxing our shoulders. Head and neck, get a little bit of up and down movement, a little bit of side to side movement, a little up and down again. Left leg flies back behind us into our lunge, back knee lifted or lowered, twisting as we're ready, turning towards the front body. Releasing back, child's pose or downward dog. Finding just a moment to stretch and lengthen. Maybe we feel like inhaling through plank or kneeling plank. Stabilize the spine and hanging out or folding in. Let our inhale lift up the rib cage, and then our exhale stretches it back. Feeling just a moment to breathe, resting into our breath. Sending the left foot into our lunge, heel rests under the knee. Let's twist. So we're ready, turning towards the front body. And then down to child's pose or downward dog. Taking just a moment to breathe, feeling that stretch through our breath. With our inhale, reaching into plank, finding the right knee releasing underneath us. Left fingertips reach up to the sky. Take a moment to stretch the fingers wide, stacking shoulders, ribs, hips, and breathe. Few deep breaths. We're going to rest the top hand at our hip. We're going to bend this top knee and just feel a little bit of movement. Outer hip pressing out, inner thigh pressing in. Just a little reach and release through that thigh and the hip. Now from here, we're going to tap the toe and reach that knee towards the back of the mat and feel it move towards the back of the mat, towards the side of the mat, kind of rolling on that big toe. And then reaching toe towards the sky, back towards the ground. Toe towards the sky, back towards the ground. Just a couple more times. From here, we're going to reach into all fours, move the spine. Inhale, open up to cow, exhale, fold to cat, and rest all the way back into child's pose. And take a moment to breathe, relaxing into our shoulders. Continuing to find rest or inhaling through our plank, our kneeling plank, stabilizing the spine as we bend the elbows. Inhale, lift up the heart, exhale, and release out. Feel just a moment to rest into the breath. From either child's pose or downward dog, reaching into our plank, allowing that left knee to find a kickstand, the right fingertips to stretch up to the sky. Find that stacking through the shoulders, the ribs, the hips, and breathe. So we find stability through the spine. The top hand can rest at the hip. We're going to bend the top knee and start to feel your outer hip pull the thigh up, inner thigh press it back in. So a little opening, folding, stretching through our breath. So our knee rests in. We're going to relax the toe and start moving the outer thigh, knee towards the back of the mat, knee to the side of the mat. Feel your outer hip open, inner thigh fold, so rolling on that big toe as we breathe. So lifting and lengthening into the spine. And we'll take the top leg and stretch it out. Bend the knee, stretch it out. Bend the knee, do a couple more, reach and release. As we relax, let's move back to all fours. Feel that lift in our lungs as we cow pose, fold into cat, and relax into our breath. Feel the shoulders resting, the ribs releasing, spine rest just for a moment. Feel a few resting exhales. Send the arms to one side, widening the side body. Finding neutral and then towards the other side. As we take a moment to relax, feeling the resting breath. We're sending the right foot wide outside our right hand, feeling that openness as our hip, knee, toe all reach in the same line. Stretching the hips and the heart forward, feel that lift in the front side body. Exhaling, pushing the hips back, lengthening that front leg towards straight. So we feel that movement flowing with our breath pace, inhaling as we draw forward, exhaling as we relax back. So we're feeling that stretch, that release through our hips and thighs, lengthen our spine, stability through the shoulders, relaxing into our breath. With our hips and ribs drawing forward, feel that length in our spine, feel the outer hip open, inner thigh fold. Just a little reach and release here as we breathe. Now with our inhale, let's pull our hips forward, maybe enough so that the back knee can bend. We can pull the ribs open. And then we're going to take the front knee, meeting the back knee, pulling the hips and ribs forward. And then sinking it all the way back to child's pose, resting our shoulders. Take a moment to breathe. Continuing to relax, maybe we inhale, find our plank or kneeling plank, maybe exhale in, inhale the heart open, and then exhale, resting it back and breathe. Sending that left foot wide outside the left hand. Feeling the grounding as we inhale, guide the heart forward, and exhale and relax the head back. So we're feeling that flowing movement, drawing forward, resting back, feeling that reach, that release as we breathe. As our hips sink back, allowing the ribs to relax in just a bit, resting into our breath. Sending the hips and heart forward, guiding the ribs open, maybe releasing onto our forearms, finding that reach through our ribs, shoulders resting, finding just a moment to breathe. Fists or wrists coming under the shoulders. We're going to inhale and pull the hips forward and maybe bend the back knee, depending on how we're feeling today. Feel that whole stretch in the front side body. And then pull through the rib cage if it's available. Send the front knee back and open up the chest. Look through the lungs. We're going to sink back to child's pose. Relax into our shoulders, our ribs. Feeling just a few resting breaths. Lengthen up to downward dog, stretching one leg forward, the other leg back, feeling just a little stretch and reach as we breathe. With the left foot down, let's stretch the right toes up to the sky. Now from here, we're going to make a big circle with the right knee, reaching and releasing it out. Through the hip, the knee, the thigh. Lift through collarbone, take stability into the spine, down the shoulders. Maybe trade that direction. Now as we're ready, we're going to let the right toes rest either at the thigh or the calf as we press into this little tree pose downward dog. Now we're going to have an option to stay in the downward dog. You can inhale towards a plank and then exhale back towards the downward dog. So maybe flowing just a few times, reaching forward, reaching back. As we come to the downward dog, we're going to bend the knees, take the weight off the shoulders as we rest in child's pose. Maybe open the palms, lift the shoulders, ribs, release here. Maybe even wiggle up the fingers and wrist. Let's send the arms to the left, open up the side body. Moving to neutral, and then over to the other side. As we find center, relaxing the shoulders, rest into the breath. Now when I do that again, if you'd rather do it from all fours instead of downward dog, that's available as well. Picking up the tailbone, feel that stability in the spine. Maybe that left knee or left toe stretches up to the sky to start. And then the left knee can bend, making that big circling movement. Feeling the hip releasing, thigh releasing as we breathe. And maybe trade out that direction. And then rest the toes either at the thigh or the calf, whichever feels better. We can enjoy downward dog or all fours. We can inhale, flow to plank or kneeling plank. And exhale, stretch it back. Feel a little flowing movement as the core, lifting through the collarbone, the ribs, the lower belly forward, lifting back. Feeling that reach through the torso as we breathe, or just enjoy the torso stabilizing us in stillness. And we'll end up releasing the knees, feeling rest in child's pose. And relax. Maybe wiggle up the fingers, maybe relax through the wrist, find a few releasing breaths. We'll send the arms to one side, stretch out the side body, finding neutral, and then towards the other side. So we find neutral, resting our shoulders and breathe. When I send our feet outside our hands, find the yoga squat of your choice. Tailbone sinking down towards the heels, pressing into the palms, shoulders resting as the spine grows tall. Now wiggle out our toes, feel the stability in our heels, and then maybe lift up one heel, lift up the other heel, and feel a little rocking movement side to side as you feel the stabilizing muscles through our shins and thighs. And from here, we're going to ground the heels, lift up our hips and reach up tall. Our exhale, tailbone presses all the way back down. Inner thighs pull and lengthen up the spine. Outer hips presses back. Do just a couple more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing. One more time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, stay in that yoga squat. Just one more breath. Shoulders relaxing. Now from here, I'm going to reach the palms forward, pull the shoulders back. So you can keep one elbow in, pull the elbow back. The other elbow stays in, stretching the other elbow back. As we ground our heels, push the palms up to the sky, lifting through the ribs. Rest our palms at the heart, bring our heels back underneath us. Lift the heart on the inhale. We're going to sit back in the chair as we exhale. Ground into the palms, rest the shoulders, wiggle out the toes. We're going to feel the heels lifting, feel the toes lifting. Maybe just a little bit of rocking movement, feeling that stability kicking in through the lower legs, the upper legs, thighs, the hips, the belly. You can notice lots of muscles start to fire as we move back and forth. As we feel the ground, lower belly comes in. Feel your outer hips pressing against an imaginary wall, stabilizing the legs, and then rotating the torso as we send the elbows to one side. Moving thumbs back to heart, elbows towards the other side. Coming back, a little stretch, side to side as we breathe. As As we find center, rest the palms. Let's find a few deep breaths. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, fold. Opening and releasing, feeling just a few resting breaths. With our heels grounded, let's inhale, stretch tall, relax the arms, have our little swaying movement, shoulders, ribs, lower back releasing. We'll send fingertips up to the sky, lift the lungs. We're going to exhale to airplane and pick up the lower belly. We're going to move the arms, but feel grounding through the heels. Your pinkies reach back, your thumbs reach forward. You get just a little flowing movement through the arms as we breathe. As our palms rest on our thighs, let's inhale, pull the ribs forward. Exhale, pull the ribs up. Rest your shoulders just enough so that your head and neck can get a little up and down movement. Maybe just a little bit of side-to-side movement. Maybe a little up and down again. Wiggling out our toes. Feel your inner thighs engaged. Let's inhale and lift up all the way tall. Reach one arm a little taller, the other arm a little taller as we extend through the side body. And relax our palms at the heart. Let's find a place for tree pose. Grounding through one foot. Let's open up the thigh, the other foot, reaching in, reaching up, ground into the palms as we find our focal point. Toe on the ground or floating. Maybe foot to the calf, maybe the inner thigh. Feeling stability with the palms at the heart. Maybe resting, maybe reaching. Or take a moment to stabilize, to relax into the breath. We're going to have the option to lean our tree today, depending on how you're feeling. You can start to send the shoulders softly or deeper towards the bent knee. So you feel just a little bit more openness through the side body as you stretch into the breath. Reaching tall, let's relax, let's shake out our joints. From here, we'll send the other foot to the ground, the other thigh finds its space, reach in and up as we stabilize, choosing your foot positioning, choosing your arm positioning, whatever you feel might be the most stable. Today as we relax into our breath. We're welcome to continue in our traditional tree. If you're feeling pretty stable, I'm going to opt into that leaning tree. You can begin to send the shoulders towards the bent knee and feel your side ribs start to open out. Noticing all those stabilizing muscles kicking in that we've been engaging as we relax into our breath. Our inhale, we're finding length. Relax out our arms and legs, shake everything out. And we'll move into star pose. And the other foot to the ground, the other toe wide, arms stretching out, shoulders stabilize, the standing leg stabilizes, and then maybe pressing through the heel, that lifted leg and breathe. And you can stay in this traditional star pose. You can bend your knee and pull it up towards the sky. It's kind of like a floating star tree. Let's relax here. Release our joints out. Trading legs, the other foot feels the ground, the other toe is wide, arms out, the grounding, heel takes on the weight. We can press through the heel, the lifted leg, and open and stretch through the star. And you continue in this traditional star, bend the knee up to the sky. Feel that strength our torso. Lengthen this out as we breathe. Let our spine grow tall, shake out our joints. Finding our way back at the front of our mat, opening our lungs as we inhale, swan diving as we exhale, relaxing here. Let our head and neck feel just a little bit of up and down movement, maybe just a little side to side movement, and then maybe a little up and down again. Pulling our feet back into our downward dog or all fours, your body's choice, feeling that length through our spine, stretching our legs. So maybe we send the right toes up to the sky or out from the hip if we're in all fours, guiding our body into pigeon, helping the right knee up towards the right wrist, or any other variation of pigeon, or another stretch if that feels better. With our inhale, let's pick up the ribs and guide the heart up towards the sky. Option to stay lifted, open. Option to release down, maybe resting on our hands or the elbows or the ribs, feeling that releasing breath, guiding up any extra sensations as we rest through our breath. Feel a few deep exhales. Next inhale, picking up our rib cage, feeling that big openness in our lungs towards the sky and breathing. Finding grounding through our palms and our toes, picking up the lower belly, sending that front leg where you feel a good stretch behind us. Trading legs as we're ready, maybe the left toe reaches tall, the left knee can stretch up towards the wrist, extending through the back leg. We can pick up the rib cage, feeling that openness in our lungs to hang out. Maybe we rest softly forward or deepen that release, finding just a moment to breathe and relax into our breath. Feeling rest, feeling release through each exhale. That next inhale picks up our rib cage, expands through the front side of the body, big lift in our lungs. Planting into our palms, tucking into that back toe. Let's send the front foot back where we started, wherever your body feels the most stable. Relaxing the body into that downward dog or child's pose if you're in downward dog. Option to move the legs and breathe. With our inhale, finding plank or kneeling plank. We're exhaling, elbows into the ribs, and then relaxing ribs to the ground. Feeling just a moment to rest the front side of the body, relaxing our shoulders, relaxing the ribs, resting the hips, taking just a few deep breaths. From here, we're going to send one knee out to the side, whichever one. Maybe the toe taps the calf or the thigh as your hip reaches open. Feeling just a little stretch and release into our breath. Noticing just those releasing exhales. We're going to let the The arm of the leg we don't have bent, of that straight leg, to reach out straight. And then the bent knee arm is going to press into the ground, and we're going to lift up our torso. And then we're going to lift up the knee up to the sky. Now you're going to have some options. We can just stay here and relax. You have the option to engage the thigh, hip, and core and start lifting this leg structure up and down. Take a moment to breathe, kind of like in our side lying tree. Rest a few deep breaths. And as we relax that side body, we're going to release back on to our belly, resting our head in our hands. Relax here for a few breaths. And then as we're ready, lengthening out both legs, let our hips neutralize. Just noticing one side might feel a little different than the other. And we'll bend the other knee. So just wherever the toe can tap on the calf, the thigh, the knee relaxing out to the side. Feel that hip. Resting open. And then the arm of that straight leg lengthens over the head. The arm of the bent knee grounds by a rib cage. And then we roll over on to the side body of the straight leg. And again, stabilizing here. Kick in those thigh, hip, rib muscles, and maybe lift that leg structure up and down. It will reach and we'll release as we breathe. As we're ready, returning onto our belly, sending the ribs to the ground, thigh and hips release here, just for a moment. And then we'll go ahead and lengthen out our leg and relax. Take a few deep breaths. Sending our palms back by our rib cage, upper arm squeezing in. Pick up the lower belly, lengthen up into this kneeling plank and reach all the way back into our child's pose. Stretching maybe the fingertips forward and feel the back of the shoulders reaching, or the fingertips can rest under the forehead or back by the ankles. Wherever your body feels a good stretch, just take a moment to breathe. With our inhale, let's lengthen up our spine and send our legs out ahead of us. Rock into our hips, a little rolling in that toe bone. The rest of it side to side. We're folding in one foot at the calf or at the thigh, picking up the ribs on the inhale to stay, or exhaling softly forward, or exhaling deeper forward. Allowing the body to relax, feeling that release, finding just a few resting breaths. Lift up our spine. Let's turn towards our bent knee. Maybe just softly twisting, lifting, and rotating the spine. Maybe a little bit deeper, relaxing for our breath. Move into neutral. Then have the option to keep this bottom or the straight leg straight, or you can begin to bend the knee, so whichever works. We're going to send our hands behind us. This bent knee is either going to come over the ankle or the knee, whichever one feels better. And then again, bottom leg is bent or straight, you can choose. As you find grounding through your wrist, you can even do fist for wrist here if that feels better. squeezing those shoulder blades in, stabilizing through the shoulders, lifting through the collarbone. So maybe we just lift up the collarbone. Maybe lift the ribs, maybe lift the hips, and lift the chest open to the sky. Let our tailbone rest. We're going to release out both legs, rock a bit side to side, and rest into our tailbone. Now we're going to trade legs, so the other foot either comes to the calf or the thigh, picking up the ribs with our inhale, maybe hinging softly forward, maybe deepening that release, feeling just a moment to rest through the breath, relaxing into each exhale, noticing relaxation as we breathe. Our inhale, sending our spine tall, twisting towards our bent knee, picking up the ribs with our inhale, rotating through the exhale. Get a few releasing breaths. Find our way into neutral. Same option here with our legs. You can send maybe the ankle over the knee or the ankle. This bottom knee can be bent or stay straight. You can choose. Let's pick up the shoulders, pull the collarbone in, or shoulder blades in, collarbone up. Pick up the lower belly and then maybe lift the hips and breathe. Feel it rest, our legs lengthen out, rock our hips just a bit side to side. With a soft bend in the knees or straight legs, pulling the heart towards the sky, hinging and relaxing forward and resting the shoulders, relaxing the ribs, the head, the neck, and breathe, feeling just a few resting exhales. As our spine grows tall, we're going to bring our feet to the front of the mat to make some space to release behind us. So we can hold on, we can let go, we can even float the heels if you're feeling like it. Feeling that openness as our torso and our legs begin to stretch away from each other. Feeling that release through the shoulders, the legs, maybe drawing the arms over the head or just resting them by our side. Feeling that length through the spine, length through the legs, stretching and extending. And maybe relaxing into the elbows to allow those shoulder blades to release, the ribs to relax, the hips and thighs. To find just a moment of rest through our breath. Now we're going to release our arms by our side, palms down towards the ground, shoulders grounding underneath us, lower belly presses in. Let's send the right foot inside the right calf or thigh and take a moment just to notice this right thigh and hip opening with gravity, our little reclined tree pose. Taking a moment to breathe. Taking a few deep breaths. Now you're going to have the option to just press the foot inside the thigh or calf so that you feel that leverage. Or you can, again, take the ankle above the knee or the ankle so that you have just a little bit of help. We're going to ground the forearms and the lower back and start to lift this leg structure up and down. Now the legs don't have to go all the way back down to the ground. We're just getting a little flowing movement, lifting up, relaxing down, a few deep breaths. And we're going to let the bottom knee bend so the sole of the foot feels the ground. So again, you can have Ankles crossed, top ankle above the knee or foot inside the thigh or the calf. We're going to send our fingertips by our hips, shoulders grounding, and try to lift up to a one-legged bridge, pushing through the thighs, the hips, and lifting the heart to the sky. With our tailbone resting, this right knee that's pointed out to the side, we're going to begin to move that leg. So we're going to stretch the toe out to the side and bring the toe back towards the leg. So we're just reaching out, drawing it back in. Feel a little bit of movement out into the side of the body. And then as you're ready, just let that right leg rest to the side. Try not to pick up the left hip, but just relaxing through the tailbone, let the leg be wherever our body's centered, and rest into our exhales. And we're going to let the right leg heel reach all the way to the foot of the mat, and then now the left foot rest inside the calf, thigh. Take a moment to relax this left hip and thigh out with gravity as we've traded legs now. Shoulders, ribs resting, relaxing, just a few restful breaths, taking a moment to breathe. Now as we're ready to ground, the torso will press through the forearms, the shoulders, engage through the lower belly into the lower back. That left foot can stay where it's at, pushing in to the calf or thigh or stacked on the ankle or knee. And then we'll start to lift that leg structure up and down, grounding through that lower back to stabilize the spine, choosing your body's range of motion, your body's pace of movement, feeling that reach and release into our breath. And we're going to end up bending the bottom right knee. Again, left foot can stay where it's at. We're going to wiggle our fingertips in a little closer towards our hips, shoulders in a little closer as we prepare for this one-legged bridge pose. Inner thighs, hips, and heart stretching up towards the sky. Taking just a moment to breathe, resting into our breath. And with our tailbone resting to the ground, you wind out your arms just a little bit. We're going to take this left knee, leg, and stretch it out and in a few times. Heel reaches out to the side, foot comes back in. And then you can just let it rest to the side, maybe just wherever our tailbone allows us to stabilize into the ground. Taking just a few deep breaths. And as we bend both knees, we'll hug our thighs to the chest and release into our spine. Maybe rock just a bit side to side. Feel we're rolling through the lower back, the ribs, the shoulders, feeling just a few resting breaths. As we feel both knees widen out, find our butterfly. Heels sinking down into the hips, eyes opening wide. Feeling a little relaxation here as we breathe. And we'll hold on to this right foot. Stretch the left heel out to the side like you're doing a half straddle. And feel just a moment to press the thighs in opposite directions. And then we're going to bring the heel up to the sky, leg up to the ceiling. And then begin to slowly, with the lower belly engaged, push that left heel all the way down towards the foot of the mat. And feel that stretch through the bent knee, thigh, and hip, and breathe. Now if you found an awesome stretch, just hang out here. As you're ready to add a twist, you can hug the knee towards the shoulder, feel the thighs stretch away from each other. And then maybe we pull the knee across the body and get our hips and shoulders to relax away from each other. Any variation of release in our spine that you're feeling good about today, let's rest into our breath. As we find our way back into neutral, let's hug our thighs back into our chest, releasing into our spine. Maybe rock just a bit, side to side, and breathe. Let's return to our butterfly, sending the knees wide, hands holding on at the shins or the feet as our heels sink down into our hips, feeling that openness in our thighs as we relax into our breath. And we're going to stay just holding on to this left leg and feel that right heel reach out to the side like a half straddle, and feel that openness as the thighs are stretching away from each other, and breathe. Feel a few resting exhales. Then that thick toe pulls the leg back up to the sky, pressing the heel up to the ceiling. As your lower back grounds, feel that lower belly stabilize the spine as the heel pulls down all the way towards the foot of the mat, and we feel those thighs stretch and reach as we breathe, few relaxing breaths. Now maybe we found just a really awesome stretch. We can hang out. If you'd like to add the twist, let's draw the knee up towards the shoulder, and thighs pull away from each other, and then the arm can guide that knee across our body, hips and shoulders guiding away from each other. So we relax here, feeling just a few resting and releasing breaths, noticing relaxation through each exhale. Moving our bodies back into neutral, send those thighs back into our chest, relaxing into our spine, maybe rocking just a bit side to side, and breathe. We can stay here, maybe send our hands up to our knees and inhale the thighs out, exhale the thighs in. A little bit of movement with our thighs, reaching up and in, a few deep breaths. Maybe even making some circles with our knees on the ceiling, relaxing through our tailbone, through our lower back. Maybe trade out that direction. And then moving into any other stretch our body needs a little extra release in today. Or whenever we're ready for stillness, our feet can be wide, relaxing the knees together. Maybe we open the knees wide, relax the soles of the feet together, and hang out this little butterfly stretch, or if it feels better, our legs can lengthen towards straight. Feeling the relaxation through the body. Noticing rest into our tailbone, rest into our legs, rest into our shoulders, rest into our arms, our head and our neck. As we breathe, noticing that deep breath coming in from the nose down all the way towards the belly. Noticing that deep breath releasing back out of our belly, back out of our nose. Feeling that long, tall spine growing with each inhale. Each exhale feels that relaxation in our torso, our legs, our arms, our head, and neck. Feeling just a little peace and rest with each breath. As we breathe all the way down to the belly, we're activating the diaphragm, traveling that fresh oxygenated breath through our body. Noticing that strength of the breath, giving us all of that life-giving air through our body, pressing out all of those things that our body creates we no longer need anymore, reaching out of our body to the atmosphere, to the ground. Continuing to feel that strength through our breath with each inhale, with each exhale. Beginning to send our breath towards the fingers, the toes, feeling freedom in our hands and our feet, relaxing and resting through our wrists, our elbows, welcoming any movements in our body at any time. Maybe we're relaxing through the lower legs, the arms, the knees, the elbows, the thighs, the hips, the upper arms, the shoulders. Option to hug the thigh to the chest as we breathe into the spine. Maybe even give it some movement as we relax our tailbone, the lower back. Breathing through our ribs, our shoulders, the neck, the head. Continuing with this relaxing movement side to side. Maybe we're resting on our side for a moment, finding space to release our head and our hands or that upper arm and feel just a little release as we flow in some calming, peaceful breaths and release out anything we just don't need today for a few resting exhales. As we feel the grounding of our hands, we're helping our ribs lift that tongue, finding stability in our legs, our hips, creating length in our spine and relaxation in our shoulders. With our palms open, fingertips reach to the sky, joining the palms. Let's exhale, thumbs down to our heart. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, resting down. And one more breath together. We're inhaling tall. Exhaling down. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Have an awesome Friday.